So yeah, those three questions are, what have you left behind? So due to where we're at the moment, certain people, I guess, have lost certain things, and maybe that's, for some of you, that's a really positive thing. For some of you, that's been a really painful thing. So we would love to hear from you about what you've had to leave behind, what's been left behind as a result of the coronavirus. What have you learned, or perhaps what you're still learning at this point? And also, what do you want to last? So what new cultures, I guess, or rhythms have you learned during this time that you want to continue beyond when lockdown is a lot more relaxed?
Hello, it's Kerry Snuggs here. Thought I would respond to Jim's questions that he put out on the isolation station. What have you left behind? Well, at the beginning of the crisis, the charity that I founded has taken over Fareham Gosport Food Bank. Sadly, they had to close the doors due to lots of reasons. So unbelievably, I basically decided that there needed to be food in the community, because Jesus asks us to respond in that way to feed those in need. So we stepped up and we took it over. Now, that had its challenges. When we took it over, we ended up in a hangar down at Daedalus, and the shelves were empty. You know, we collected a few little bits and hadn't realised the magnitude of what it was going to become. So that night I sat in the hangar and I prayed. I've prayed like I've never prayed before, because I did not know where the food was coming from. God had his plan quite clearly. I suffer with PTSD. Having retired from the police force recently, I didn't know that this was God's plan for me. I think what I've learnt over this period of time is that we have to trust in God, not on our own understanding, but His, and His timing, which is so very hard to do when you have other reasons, say with mental health, or, you know, with whatever you're going through. But, you know, however hard it gets, you have to trust in Him, because He is our only way. He is the light in these situations. So, you know, Proverbs 3, 5-6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him and He will make your path straight. He certainly did for me. He has helped alleviate some of my fear. He's given me confidence that I never knew I had. So that is what I have learned throughout this time. What have I left behind? Some of my fear, I'll tell you that. It's been a rocky road for me, and with lockdown, it was a time for me to reflect about what's happened over the last few years, but also it made me pause, it made me stop, and it made me, you know, really review my life, where this fear came from. I won't go into that, but I have left some of that behind, I can happily say. I'll never be over what some of the things I've seen and heard, and, you know, throughout the police, but I've certainly left some of that behind. I've learnt that fear doesn't have to be a weakness. It's not a weakness. It's actually can be one of your strengths. So please go with it sometimes. You know, learn from it, reflect from it, and see what you can do with it. Because actually, you know, it has been to my advantage in this situation. You know, I've actually felt I've come into my own with lockdown. So what do you want to last? This newfound confidence that I have gained, the courage, you know, Joshua 1:7 says, be strong and very courageous, and be careful to obey the law, my servant. As I would say to my 3-year-old or my 4-year-old, get your listening ears on, listen to the word of God, listen to Him, obey Him, and He will give you that courage that you've never seen before. So thank you for your time. Hope to see some of you soon. Keep safe, and yeah, God bless you all. Take care. Bye.
Hi, hello to everyone out there. For you, some of you who don't know me, my name's Mark. I'm one of the members of the worship team. I play drums. I'm out here on a walk today. Just got halfway and just decided to just take a break and reflect on the couple of questions we've been asked around the isolation station. What's quite pertinent today after Jim's message is I'm standing in front of a harvest field behind me, so that was quite timely after listening to Jim's message. For some of you who are rugby supporters out there, you'll probably notice that I'm wearing the South African rugby shirt, which they wore when they beat England in the Rugby World Cup of 2019. Some of you might be saying, Mark, that's really insensitive at a time like this, and you're quite right, and I do apologize. Unfortunately, my 101 other shirts and t-shirts that I have are all in the wash today, so I do apologize on that, and I'll make sure I get my timings right the next time I possibly do one of these. What have I left behind? Well, clearly left behind my scissors. Their hair's getting rather long. And of course I've grown a little beard here, which I've trimmed on one occasion so far. So I haven't grown a beard for over 25 years, so that's been nice not to have to shave. But I will be trimming it again for two reasons. One, I don't like a long beard, and two, after a lot of reflection and soul searching, I don't think I'm going to go for that Santa Claus job at the Whiteley Shopping Centre in December, so I think I'm going to keep it short for now. Yeah, in terms of what I've enjoyed in this isolation time, I think what's been really important has been a handbrake moment for a lot of us. I think it's just brought life to a grinding halt and given us a lot of time to really reflect on what's important in life, and I think the biggest thing is just really just realizing that these crises and challenges do happen in life, but it's just so nice to know that we've got a big God who's out there, who's looking after us, who's walking with us, and it's just so comforting to know that God is with us through all of these challenges. For me personally, I've been out doing a lot more walks, getting some exercise, which has been important. Going on a lot of different routes around the house, so it's been nice. I've spent a lot of time just listening to messages online while I'm walking, and also just doing some listening to worship and just really worshiping God out here in nature, and it's been fantastic. Really enjoyed that. I think it's given me a lot more time with the kids, so I enjoyed that. Homework's been a bit challenging, but otherwise just the importance of family time has been great. I think it just made me realize how busy we get in life, and just how we need to just slow down sometimes. And I think going into a new time, really taking Sunday as a day of rest a lot more importantly. It's given me time to think about the planet. It's just been so nice sort of going on these walks and just hearing how many birds are singing. I've never seen so many squirrels in my life. And just the peace and the quiet, and no aeroplanes and very few cars. It's just been fantastic, but it does get you reflecting on how we're going to look after this planet going forward. I think also just the business of life. What am I going to do about that? How am I going to plan better so that I do have rest in my schedule and exercise, and doing things like drum rudiments, which is drum exercises for us guys, and just those little things that you don't always find time to do. How am I going to bring those disciplines and those things that I enjoy into my time or my life when I get back to work and things like that, and just also making more time for God. It's been nice now because you've got lots of space and time, but how am I going to do that when I get back into a busy lifestyle again? It's just been a really great time to reflect what's important, to keep our radars open to what is happening in the community and where people need help, and just taking care of yourself and the people around you. So it's been a good time. It's been a challenging time in some ways, but I've really enjoyed it, and I hope we all just think about what we're going to do differently when we go into life again. Where we shop, can we walk instead of driving, all those little things, and just how we can help people in general around us. So Hope you're all well. Bless you. Bye.